A Missouri lawmaker is proposing legislation to ensure new drivers are ready to hit the road. I'm Bronte Sorotsky with a local driving instructor's insight on the proposed bill.
And COVID cases and hospitalizations in Missouri are on the rise.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
We begin tonight with some breaking news as a Cherokee County judge sentences the suspect in a 2017 murder. This is KOAM News at 6. Wesley Smith will serve around 16 years in prison on charges of second-degree intentional murder and aggravated battery. He was originally charged with first-degree murder before a November plea deal. In 2017, Smith shot 22-year-old Tyler Nelson multiple times on Nelson's front lawn. Young Missouri drivers could soon be required to take driver's ed because of some pre-filed legislation. That bill says that anyone 18 and younger trying to get a driver's license would have to complete a driver's ed course approved by the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission. KOAM's Bronte Sorotsky spoke with a Joplin driving instructor and student to see what the bill could mean for young Missouri drivers.
Okay. You are good. You ready? Let's go ahead and go.
Mark Box has been a driver's ed instructor with the Alliance of Southwest Missouri for the last 5 years. And in that time, he's seen some changes in what's required when it comes to obtaining a driver's license.
You have to take your written permit test before you're allowed to drive with a licensed adult of a certain age. And after you're 16 years of age, then you're allowed to take the behind the wheel driver's test. But other than that, there is no mandated training, behind the wheel training in the state of Missouri. It used to be, but it has now been taken out of Missouri's curriculum.
A Missouri lawmaker has pre-filed a bill that would require anyone 18 and younger to take a driver's ed course before obtaining their license.
Kids are not currently required to take driver's ed.
In Box's time as a driving instructor, he says he's seen a significant decrease in teens' driving skills.
Just the skill level I've seen in the teenagers from the time it was mandatory to the time it was not any longer has dramatically decreased.
For new drivers like Jeanette Parsons, she says she believes taking driver's ed prior to behind-the-wheel lessons would put her more at ease on the road.
Oh, absolutely. I would have been less scared. I would have had more confidence, especially driving in Joplin and bigger cities. They don't do that now as they did, I guess, in the olden times they did. And they really should, because it would save a lot of people.
With a lack of driver's ed, Box says he uses his lessons to educate new drivers on the rules of the road.
We try to go over all the Missouri law. We also teach defensive driving courses here at the Alliance. So we try to integrate defensive driving into the curriculum during driver's ed.
In Joplin, Bronte Sorotsky, KOAM News.
Now, if this legislation is approved, it'll take effect on January 1st of 2023. Brings us to tonight's KOAM News Now Insta poll. Should driver's education be required for drivers 18 and under? You can participate in the poll at KOAMnewsnow.com/vote or through the KOAM News Now mobile app. Results are updated live, and we're going to check in on the numbers here in just a bit. Some Miami, Oklahoma schools went into lockdown today. Authorities tell us someone near one of the schools was shooting a gun. No one was hurt. The suspect is in custody. Wilson, Nichols, and Miami Academy all went under shelter-in-place orders. Checking in with Doug Hetty. It was a bit warmer today, Doug.
It was after a couple very chilly days across the region on Monday and Tuesday. Today, at least we got sunshine back and we warmed well into the 50s for highs, which is always nice to see. Still looks okay outside right now, but we do have some clouds which are starting to increase, and this is going to be the case as we go through the overnight hours tonight. A weak little wave is going to shift in. This is going to give some clouds, maybe a random sprinkle or two late tonight into tomorrow morning. Besides that, we look okay. Temperatures are dropping back mid to upper 40s, and I actually think we'll slowly drop back a little bit more as we go through the next few hours. Southerly winds are going to pick up late tonight into the daytime hours for us tomorrow, so it is going to be a little bit windier. All right, we slide back through the 40s, but here in a few hours we kind of bottom out, and then our temperatures rise to near 50 by dawn. Actually, a pretty big warm-up the next couple days. We'll check that out here in just a bit.
Catch you then. Thanks, Doug. COVID-19 cases are rising again across Missouri. Data posted on the state's COVID-19 dashboard showed 1,637 people hospitalized with the virus. By comparison, 951 were hospitalized a month ago. The number of intensive care unit patients has risen to 338, up from 228 on November 5th. Inpatient bed capacity is at 15% in the St. Louis region, 18% in Kansas City, and just 12% in northwestern Missouri. Bob Dole will be honored Friday in a private memorial service with President Joe Biden in attendance and a public service at the World War II Memorial in Washington. Those events will come before the casket of the former presidential candidate and decorated soldier travels to Kansas for events in his hometown and the state capital. The Dole Institute of Politics says President Biden will join former presidents, congressional leaders, friends, and the Dole family for the private service. A public memorial service is set for Saturday morning in Dole's hometown of Russell, Kansas. Dole's casket will lie in state Thursday at the U.S. Capitol. Still ahead, some gift ideas for the STEM lovers in your family from Pittsco. And a Miami cheerleader and mascot is taking her talents to New York City. If you're still looking for a gift for a child in your life, you might be glad to know that Pittsco and Pittsburgh is trying to help. The company released a holiday gift guide for educators and decided to open it up to families as well. The gifts they're offering are educational and focused on STEM learning.
So for something like Bluebot that seems to be fairly complex, we actually have an activity guide that allows for, I want to say, about 25 hours worth of classroom content to really get the children's imagination going and then really allow them to touch a lot of different subject areas.
Pittsco offers gifts for kids from pre-K through high school. A Miami, Oklahoma high school mascot will no longer hide her face under a bulldog mask, and you could see that face featured in some major publications. Anna Maria Thomas today signed a contract with a top New York modeling agency, Elite Model. She was discovered at a beauty pageant in Orlando last month.
It's always been a dream of mine, but it's something I've never pursued because it's something that you never think is really going to happen. You know, it's like the 1 in 1 million chance. But I've thought about it since I was a kid. I mean, that's kind of what every girl wants to do.
Elite's models have been featured on the cover of Vogue and Elle magazines. Congratulations. Some Goodwill employees in Arkansas had quite a surprise when sorting through a recent donation. Jay Jackson has that story.
They say one man's trash
This is where it all starts right here at the donation center.
is another man's treasure.
You're ready to get to the good stuff.
And this Goodwill in Hot Springs knew they stumbled upon heroic gold after a donation box containing military medals arrived last week.
Iraq campaign, War on Terrorism Service Medal,
Goodwill Industries of Arkansas says they often get donations they think
Army National Guard,
donated by mistake. Because you can't put a price on such personal possessions.
28 Transportation Battalion.
And especially since it came with this photo, a soldier.
My thoughts is that this person, this is a possibility this person's local. Otherwise, it wouldn't be in the Goodwill store.
Stephen Ezell is a veteran representative for the state.
If I had probably a more visible picture of the photo, it's traceable. Because on the uniform, if there's a way we could see it, he would have his name on it, on the uniform.
The soldier's vest is covering up his full name, but the letters COFF can be made out in the picture. Ezell mapped out what each medal would mean for the servicemen and says a good place to start would be the Army Reserves.
Now, the guys here couldn't talk to me on camera, but I did show them this photo. They actually pointed out to me that different medals like these could be easily purchased on the internet. The only thing that sticks out to them is the fact that they do have these coins, as well as the Purple Heart being in what looks like an official box.
Or we call challenge coins. Challenge coins are those that they've done above and beyond the call of duty.
The identity of the soldier and why the box of medals was donated is still unknown. And without much to go on, it's a waiting game.
They can probably, if he's got that name, they may be able to get access to the database and find out where he is.
It's quite a mystery. Again, that was Jay Jackson reporting. Later, the Pitt State men and women will take on Rogers State tomorrow. Jacob Leonard has a preview coming up in sports.
Plus, our temperatures continue to warm up a bit as we go through the next few days. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, definitely turned out to be a little bit nicer of a day for us today. Sunshine returned and our temperatures warmed up quite a bit more today compared to what we saw on Monday, also on Tuesday. We are going to continue this trend as we go through the next few days. In fact, we'll continue to warm back up on Thursday and Friday. We do have a pretty strong storm system on Friday. It's not going to give us a lot of moisture, but it is going to drag through a very strong cold front and then another storm system by the middle of next week. Of course, you can always get my long range forecast on my month-long blog. That is KOAMnewsnow.com. Mid to upper 40s across the board. We still have a couple 50s out to our west. I think most of us are going to drop down another 3 or 4 degrees over the next few hours, and then we'll kind of bottom out and then actually rise a bit as we head toward dawn as our southerly winds start to pick up, especially after midnight for us tonight. So these south winds will keep those temperatures up just a little bit, and those southerly winds are really going to increase as we go into the next couple days. Outside right now, 45 easterly winds and about 5 to 10. Humidity is sitting at about 53%. Temperatures slide into the lower 40s and then start to rise after about 9 or 10 p.m. And I think most of us near 50 by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, and then we're going to warm through the 50s all the way into the upper 60s tomorrow afternoon. Plenty of sunshine for us today. Of course, it's dark now, but clouds starting to increase. These mid and upper level clouds, very weak wave is going to pass right on by for us tonight. This will give us some clouds, maybe a random sprinkle late tonight into tomorrow morning, but that is really just about it. So this system slides by. If we go just off the coast of California, here's our next storm system and a little stronger system, which is going to start to push in by the time we head into Friday. So let's go ahead and break it down for you tonight. A lot of clouds. Again, we could get a random sprinkle, maybe a random quick shower late tonight into tomorrow morning. Then sunshine reappears, especially late morning. We'll start to warm up all the way into the upper 60s. Tomorrow's going to be a great day. It is going to be a little bit on the windy side, but it's going to be a pretty nice day. 49 to start, 63 by noon. High temp up to 67. Southerly winds at about 10 to 20, but at times we'll get gusts 25 upwards to 30 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, we do get some more clouds, but we stay fairly mild, right around 50. Could get a random shower again late tomorrow night into Friday morning, but better chances for rain starting to spread in on Friday afternoon. We may even get a few random little thunderstorms in here. I think we're going to go into lower 70s, and then a very strong cold front Friday night works in, and this cools us right back down just in time for the weekend. But we're going to get a couple of really nice days over the next 2 days. 67 tomorrow, 72 on Friday. We are going to get some scattered showers, maybe a thunderstorm Friday afternoon. High of only 50 on Saturday, 57 on Sunday, but still that's pretty close to where we should be for December, even though it's going to be cooler than what we see the next couple days.
Yeah, and you throw in some highs in the 70s this time of year. Gotta love it.
Always welcome.
You bet. Thanks, John. Coming up in sports, the Pitt State Gorillas hit the road tonight for an MIAA matchup with Rogers State. And the Missouri Southern women aim to push their winning streak to 5 games this weekend in their first MIAA road game of the season. Jacob Leonard has that and more next.
The Pittsburgh State Gorillas are back on the floor tonight on the road against Rogers State. On the women's side, the Gorillas are 5-2 to start the season, including a 1-1 start in MIAA play. Pitt State aims to bounce back from last week's 19-point loss to Central Oklahoma. This one already started tonight with the Gorillas up 32-17 at halftime. Tristan Gegg and Aaron Davis each have 7 points to lead Pittsburgh State. Now when that one finishes up, the PSU men will hit the floor against the Hillcats. After an 0-5 start, the Gorillas won 2 of their last 3. That one's at 7:30. We'll have the latest from both games right here tonight at 10. The Missouri Southern women are on a roll right now. The Lions have won 4 games in a row, including their first 2 conference games against Central Oklahoma and Newman last week. Now, Southern has the whole week to prepare before facing Rogers State on Saturday in their first MIAA road game. Now, they're obviously off to a good start with 2 home wins to start conference play, but in the MIAA, winning at home is kind of what you got to do. And the bigger test will be what they do on Saturday away from their home court.
It's a nice start, and that's all it is a start, because there's 20 more conference games to go. But it's good. We got 2 at home that we won, and it's extremely important that you win your home games. You know, if you want to finish in the top half of this league, you got to take care of your home court, and then you got to find ways to win on the road. Rogers State offensively is very good. They got a multiple of kids that can really score the basketball from the perimeter and from the inside, so they're going to be a big challenge.
The Southern men also feeling good right now. They're 2-0 in the MIAA and have won 3 games in a row. They've kind of had to work for it, winning those first 2 league games by 2 points and 4 points. But as a young team, it is a good sign to be able to finish those games off.
We've got to keep on getting better. There's a lot of things we need to work on. We're still pretty inexperienced, but slowly but surely, Martin's getting a lot more experience. Avery's getting a lot more time. We're able to get those guys in there and start to feel a little bit more comfortable. And with RJ being out, it's just it's a blessing in disguise with some of these guys being able to get some experience. And once we get RJ back, we know we got a lot more depth.
And that's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Tonight we honor a veteran of the U.S. Air Force, Staff Sergeant Charles Collis. Military career ended in 1963, but his call to service continued with a post-military life in the ministry. He's from Pittsburgh, and we are proud to salute Staff Sergeant Charles Collis, tonight's 4-state hero. Jordan Nobby joins us now with a look at what's coming up tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14.
Tonight at 9, the head of Instagram answering questions from senators today about the impact the social media site is having on teenagers. Also going to look at the results from a commission studying several proposed changes to the U.S. Supreme Court and how one family used technology to track and catch porch pirates. That, of course, much more coming your way tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14.
Jordan, thanks. Let's check in on tonight's KOAM News Now Insta poll. Should driver's education be required for drivers 18 and under? At this point, the overwhelming majority, 97%, say yes, it should. You can participate in the poll at KOAMNewsNow.com/vote or through the KOAM News Now mobile app. We're going to have the final results for you tonight at 10. Tiger Woods is returning to competition on the golf course. The PGA Tour announced today that Woods will play at the 2021 PNC Championship in Orlando. The 15-time major champion tweeted he'll compete with his son, Charlie. The pair will hit the green at the Ritz-Carlton Golf Club for the 2-round event next Saturday. This will be the first time Woods has played with his 12-year-old son in a tournament since last December. This will also be Woods' first time competing since being seriously injured in a rollover accident back in February. You have to be pulling for Tiger Woods to do well.
And his son, I don't know if you guys have ever watched his son play golf and how he moves around the golf course. He looks exactly like Tiger. They move the exact same way. It's really funny.
I've seen that. Even their mannerisms and the way they play, certainly. The weather.
Looks pretty good for us tonight. We'll drop back into the mid-40s, warming up even more tomorrow, 67.
Final sports notes.
Joplin boxer TJ Brayton got to 3-0 in his pro career on Saturday night. We're going to have a story on that and why it was a little more special for him tonight at 10.
See you then. Let's make it a great evening.